It's good to know that the American heavyweight Jared B. Baby Anderson is coming back, because last time we saw him, he went from doing the WAP to getting dropped.
Oh, left hook. Oh, and a right hand. And all of a sudden, Anderson is down for the first time in his career.
Little sneaky uppercuts again.
And caught him and he went down.
No, the punches are landing too much. It's going to be another uppercut. Damn. I'm sorry.
With all that being said, I still believe he can make a comeback.
If I tell you I'm good, probably you will say I'm boasting. But if I tell you I'm no good, you know I'm lying.
Yo, what's good, Boxer Talk family? It's your boy, Dr. Boxer Talk, back for another YouTube video. Banger, man. Yes, sir. Yes, man. Remember what time it is? The doctor's in the house, man. So check this out. We have some news coming from Jared B. Baby Anderson in Top Rank, you know. This man will be returning on February 14th. And in light of Valentine's Day, I decided to make a video to show him a little love, man. Shout out to the Boxer Talk family, you know, BTF, particularly Tech Dumb Dad, man. My guy came in and asked me a question that sparked a little light bulb in my head, man. He asked me, do I think Jared Anderson could come back, you know? And is he still going to be a big player in the heavyweight division? I went to thinking about it, you know, and I watched the Bakoli fight recently, coincidentally, and I do think that Jared Anderson can make a comeback. You know, he'll be coming back on February 14th, like I said, Love Day, you know, on the undercard of Denise Berinchik versus Keyshawn Davis for Berinchik to defend his WBO title at 135. And Jared Anderson makes a good undercard filler, you know. I'm looking forward to it. He'll be fighting Marios Kollias, who's 12-3-1, you know, 12 wins, 10 by way of knockout, 3 losses, 1 by knockout, and a draw. And he's 1-1 in his last 2 fights. And the Greece contender, you know, the contender from Greece, the Greek contender, excuse me, the contender from Greece, Marios, he's a decent fighter to serve a purpose of bouncing back and galvanizing re-galvanizing your fan base if you're Jared Anderson, and showing that you still have it, you know, and fighting off some of them demons coming back from your first defeat, you know, suffering your first defeat and your first time getting knocked down and stopped, you know what I'm saying, all that in one. So I think this is a good opponent to see where he's at and check the temperature on Jared Big Baby Anderson. And the reason why I think he could come back is because even though he got destroyed against Martin Bakoli, beat from pillar to post, the Congolese bad man, you know, the fighter out of the Democratic Republic of Congo, Martin Bakoli, formerly known as Zaire, right? The Congo was formerly known as Zaire. He's a great fighter. He's considered the boogeyman, you know, just as Zhele Zhang. Zhele Zhang was ordered to fight him, the bad man out of China, you know, Big Bang Zhang, and he didn't want no parts of Bakoli. Same with the Jit Kabayel, the bad man out of Germany. He didn't want any parts of Bakoli either. And there's so many others that Bakoli is claiming that they're avoiding him, and it's seemingly true, you know, with Bakoli fighting F.A. Jagba, the Nigerian bad man, next. You know, there's been a lot of fighters that have avoided him because there was like 3 fighters, you know, 2 of the aforementioned that I named that were ordered to fight him before we landed on a Jagba who accepted it, you know. I'd say that all to set up the scenario and let you know the picture that Jared Big Baby Anderson didn't lose to some bum. He didn't lose to some scrub. He lost to a guy that a lot of people would consider the favorite if he fought anybody in the heavyweight division right now, Martin Bakoli. Yeah. So there's only so much I can, you know, take away from a guy losing to a guy of that caliber. You know what I'm saying? I can't really be that condescending when speaking about Jared Anderson and saying, oh, I lost confidence in him, when he lost to a guy that would be the favorite in a lot of matchups. You know, he's a very good fighter, Martin Bakoli, so there's no shame in that. However, Jared Baby Anderson did have the name, and he was a slight favorite. And I thought that Bakoli would win, though, you know, because we watch a lot of boxing around here, and we figured that Bakoli was a bad matchup, especially with the timing and for Jared Baby Anderson in his career. It was a bad timing, so we were right with Bakoli stopping him, but it was still, you know, a lot of people still consider Jared Baby Anderson the future of the heavyweight division.
Coming off his last fight, he had a knockout loss, the young Big Baby. Now, for me, he's the most talented heavyweight in the world, by far.
And I don't think you should lose confidence in that, because he did show a lot of good things, right? He was outboxing Bakoli in some spurts, you know, and he showed a lot of will and a lot of heart to not only continuously get up, but once he got dropped, he didn't shell up either. He was still trying to throw punches and combinations and still demonstrating his slick style, you know.
Anderson's getting his, though.
He still demonstrated his skill set, you know, and his elusiveness and his evasiveness and his footwork and his hand speed and combination. So there's a lot of good things to take away from that fight, even though he got demolished, right? So I think he could bounce back. Do I think he'll be at the top of the division? I don't know. But Tyson Fury, you know, who's one of the top guys in the division, he still has faith in Jared Anderson. He proclaimed Jared Anderson and Moses Atama, the young 19-year-old Englishman, that those two are the future of the heavyweight division. And he still didn't lose faith with Jared Anderson losing to Kollias. And I don't think we should either. But like I said, I personally don't put too much confidence in Jared Big Baby Anderson, simply because he has been on record saying that he's not that dedicated to the sport. He does it because he can get a lot of money and he's good at it, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. We should not demonize that. At least he's honest. But if you're honest and you're going to say something, then I'm going to listen to you and I'm going to take you at your word. But the only thing about that is that's bad is bad. Once you get to the top of the sport, the upper echelon, the highest peaks of the sport, everybody is talented. You know, they may not be as talented as you are in this department, but they may be more talented in this department. You know, so let's use Kollias as an example. He has more power than Jared Big Baby Anderson, so he's more talented with the power from a power standpoint. But Jared Anderson is more talented from a slick standpoint. You know, so what's going to put you over the hump is that extra oomph that you give, you know, that extra mile that you run, that extra effort that you give in on the pads. And that comes from dedication and motivation, you know, and if you don't have that, then it's hard for me to believe in you. So I do think that's my biggest knock on Jared Big Baby Anderson. But from a skill standpoint and a boxing acumen standpoint, nah, he has everything there to bounce back. And if he could rededicate himself after losing to Kollias, if this could be an eye opener, then I think Jared Big Baby Anderson has a chance to be a contender. Now, will he be a future champion? I don't know. Is he going to be the best in the heavyweight division, him and Moses Atama, like Tyson Fury claimed? I don't know. But I do know that Jared Big Baby Anderson must look spectacular in his bounce back against Marios. And if he does that, then I think that's a good starter to build some momentum and to becoming getting back in that championship contender position that we're accustomed to him being in. You know, his best win being against a former champion, Charles Martin. I think he could have the win right here and get back on that path to redemption. So y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Do you think Jared Big Baby Anderson is shot? Do you think he's gone? Or do you look forward to him coming back and you're hopeful for the young upstart? You know what I'm saying? I'm hopeful. I think he can bounce back, but it's yet to be seen if he actually will, man. Don't forget to smack that like button. But most importantly, remember, with God, we can do anything. Without God, we're nothing. The doctor's out. Peace. From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.